This conference will now be recorded.
Rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of which is one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. It's November 29th, 2022, 8:30 a.m. at the Mitchell County Courthouse for Supervisor Board meeting. We have an agenda in front of us. So we need a motion to approve the agenda and a second.
Move to approve the agenda.
Steve made a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I can second it.
Jim will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 2, approve the minutes of the November 22nd meeting. So if everybody's had a chance to look those over, if there's any corrections or additions. Todd made a motion to approve.
Second.
Mark has seconded it. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Okay. Item 3, county attorney general discussion. Morning, Aaron.
Morning. Don't really have anything to see that there's an issue on the agenda about Western Avenue later. I think Steve mentioned it to me. There's a question or two about it. I should be here. I don't have any hurry to leave today. I do have to handle a couple of court hearings upstairs, but shouldn't be till after this meeting. So scheduled to have a criminal trial tomorrow. See if that goes through. We'll find out this morning if the lady wants to take a plea deal we've offered or not. That's about it. Don't have much of an update since last week. Since last week was kind of a short week. I was out of town for some of it. I worked a fair amount, but was still out of town. So.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Aaron? Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4, approve sheriff's report for October.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I have October fees for you, $2,156.60.
Okay. So we're looking for a motion and a second to approve the sheriff's report.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's report.
Steve's made a motion to approve the sheriff's report. Do we have a second? I will second that. Is there any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Okay. Have any other news for us?
No bad news for you today.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's good news.
Yeah.
No, we're good, so.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you have things for me or somebody here has questions. All right.
Hearing none.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank
you. You bet.
Thank you.
Item 5, department head discussion.
I just wanted to remind you, next week, the comp board meets at 10 a.m. next Tuesday.
Have fun.
We all be here.
I believe so.
Okay.
I didn't know if anybody was planning on it.
I mean, it's an open meeting, and then they kick us out, so.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
Last week we talked about planning and zoning board member, and I believe you thought you might have a couple of people. I didn't ask because I didn't want to have a bunch of people ask at the same time.
I didn't get a positive response, so.
Okay.
You have somebody in mind?
I have someone that I could probably see, so I didn't want all of us asking.
Right,
And then we
how much
have
would be
5
have
people,
5,
and
yeah.
so, but unless somebody else has someone in mind, go for it.
You have anybody? Anybody? Didn't take a-
I'll ask.
Okay.
And then we also talked about the Tupelo last week. I don't know if there's any updates or if
Well,
we're going with that.
I was planning on, maybe after the meeting today, call the architect and tell him what we got going on. I dug the plans out last Friday. There's supposed to be 3/8 of a slope on that sill according to the blueprints. There's not, because the water's sitting on there. And the architect is the one that signs off that everything's good, and just by the pictures, it's just a poor caulking job. That's why the water leak. It's, and the stone board with the paint coming off, I mean, it's kind of cosmetic, but it's still, it shouldn't be, not after 8 years, you know, so.
Ken, and I don't expect you to know, maybe you don't, but is it something that can just be, that part can be rebuilt?
You can, yes, you can rebuild it, I would say from the outside, I don't think you gotta,
You don't have to take the whole thing
well,
off?
I don't think so, just by looking, I think, you know, you're gonna ruin when you take off, but you're gonna have to make new metal to put on it and get some slope on that sill, you know, I mean, that's, you know, and then the caulk, you know, there's holes in it, like, what did you see all the holes in the caulking?
Well-
Yeah, I mean, there's holes.
You still have to fix the problem, you're gonna have to figure out if it's a leak or
What's
if
leaking
it's
where the-
condensation.
It's not condensation by looking at all the, did you see the holes in the caulk? I mean, a driving rain will blow right in them, especially way up there.
Again, it might be both.
Well,
It's something that somebody's going to have to figure out.
yes.
You're looking into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it if that's okay.
That's all I was
Just see
wondering.
where I can get with him, you know, because they're the ones that signed off that everything passed their inspection, well,
Okay.
but I wasn't here at that time, so I, you know, I can't. But just looking at it, Dandy Brown talking, you know, what he's found in the pictures, it's just, wasn't done right from the get-go, so.
That's what I was wondering.
Yep, so I'll let you know what I find.
Okay.
Or all of us. Yeah, or all of us, yeah, and I don't know if he's not cooperative, maybe I'll talk to you, Aaron, about it, because I read over the manual and everything, and it
Yeah.
says they sign off on everything.
I mean, I'm certainly not an engineer, I'm not a construction expert, but it would seem to me that, and I don't know what the issue is exactly, I haven't been up there, you know more about that than me,
I've
but
got pictures and everything,
there shouldn't be a big problem with it after this amount of time.
8 years, correct, yeah.
I mean, you know.
I'd say leaked from the start, you know.
So, yes, if you don't get anywhere,
Then-
let me know, there's no use the county dumping a bunch of money into that before we exhaust other remedies, if there's somebody that ought to be standing behind it.
Right.
Yep.
And by reading the
So-
book, they should stand behind it, you know,
Yeah, there's supposed to have been a pitch up there and there is no pitch.
there's no pitch, and then the caulking job they did under, it's just, you know, I mean, some of them look like, you know, you could stick half this pencil in the hole, but you get a driving rain, that's just gonna sift right in there.
I would say, you know, just, and I assume you're doing this, make sure you take pictures, document everything, right?
Yeah, there's all a bunch of pictures, and I think
Okay.
Andy did seal everything up to make it waterproof for now, but it's not right.
So I probably will just wait to hear.
Yep,
I don't necessarily like to jump in.
No, we'll just,
Sometimes that makes things worse rather than better,
Yeah.
so
you know,
if you guys need something, I'll stand by. You know,
yeah, the millions of dollars it's building costs, I mean, it should be 8 years, shouldn't
I would agree.
be,
Yeah.
shouldn't have problems,
We don't want it rotting from the top down.
and that's what
And
would
it is,
happen.
it's doing it,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So, okay, and then, I don't know, how's the time clocks going? Is it better? No? People not punching anymore?
Not punching, I don't know, not great.
Not great. Well, I think that needs to be addressed too by somebody.
If it's a department that has an autonomous board, is their autonomous board being notified so that they know what's going on? Because they are in charge of that, they are in charge of that department.
I could get contact information, I can let them do it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the easiest.
I mean, I'm just wondering if they
Yeah.
even know what's happening.
They probably
Probably
don't,
And
I'm sure they do.
so
Yeah.
they should be informed if there's a problem.
Okay. We'll get that information.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any other department head discussion? Hearing none, I guess we're on the county engineer update. Rich, I got this too, I don't know, it's from a bonding company, I don't know.
Oh, is it a contractor's?
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, we get them from time to time. They just want to know if their construction projects are done so they can clear their bonding. So
Okay,
they
that
can
must be
open
what
it.
it is, but I figured I'd give it to you.
No, that's usually what it is.
Okay, so you'll take care of that?
Yeah.
Great. Yep, okay, thank you.
So brief update. We're ready for any weather that's coming today and tomorrow. Statesville project is open. I sent you guys a text last week that we opened it without it being painted. It got painted yesterday and also got seeded yesterday.
Okay.
Hoping to get the signs, detour signs. I called them this morning. They're gonna try to get them signs picked up tomorrow. Good or bad, I guess, with the snow coming in, but that's done. And next week, I'll be bringing you in an agreement for our STP project that's coming up next year on Balsam Avenue. Have to get that turned in. All it is you guys are allowing or agreeing that we use our STP, our federal aid money for that project. So it's just an standard agreement we always have to have when we do a project, so. And then I'm also working on, it's gonna take a little bit of time. When we paved Zinnia a few years back, that was a county line road. Mitchell and Worth supposed to pick half of it out of farm to market. There was a glitch in transferring funds over. I'm still working on getting transferred funds from Worth County to Mitchell County's FM account, so. That still's gotta get remedied, so we're working on that, and we're, on Worth County side, I'm working on getting that squared away. Several letters for over several years, and we're still kind of kicking it around yet, so, but we'll get it taken care of here, hopefully.
Stay with the county engineer over there, so.
Yeah, I'll keep him in line, he's in and out quite a bit.
Does he answer his phone?
What's that?
Does he answer his phone?
He does,
Oh,
he does.
yeah.
He talks to himself a lot too, so. That's all I've got for you this morning.
Like the Balsam, is the federal money gonna cover that?
Not all of it,
Not all
no.
of it.
There's never enough. We probably every 5 years earn enough money in that to do a project, but it never covers all the expenses.
Okay.
And this time around, it's actually a lot less because we turned around and I think the way our district does that, we kind of, there are some counties in our District 2 NIACOG that will borrow more than they have in their account. And we all, as county engineers in District 2, we divvy up that money to where the need is. Some other counties in their NIACOG or whatever their COG districts, this is my money, this is all we're spending. You know, they won't divvy it up. We're an example for the whole state because everybody likes how we do it, but some people won't do it. But we divvy it up. So we don't have a lot of that funding. In fact, I think we're just barely above our zero balance. So we're either in the red a little bit, or we maybe have $30,000 in our STP account, not including this project. I think we only borrowed $500,000, or we're not borrowing, we're using $500,000 of our funds on an over $2 million project to try to, you know, help pay for some of that. But obviously the prices, the cost of everything went up last year. So that changed the engineer's estimate. It wasn't gonna be that big of a percentage that we'd have to pony up with our farm to market account, but now we have to because of estimated costs. But I can't remember what the number is now. We probably every 5 years, I mean, we get maybe, I'm gonna be wrong if I say it because I don't have it in front of me, but we don't get a whole lot of money out of that STP, so we bank it up and I try to bank up enough that it's actually a substantial amount of money to put towards a project. But sometimes when the other District 2 engineers look at that, if you've got $500,000 banked up, they say, well, why don't you start doing a project? Well, I like to bank more of it up. They say, well, let you borrow ahead. I don't like being borrowed ahead in anything, but we work through it. So, no, it doesn't cover everything.
Okay, I just wondered. And the farm to market will cover the balance?
The way we have it set right now, we should be able to. We'll have to get, because of the cost from last year, I got to reevaluate all that come budget time anyway. So
Okay.
it might push things back. We'll just have to see when I get done going through budgets. So.
Okay. Just because that'll be the blacktop, right?
It'll be a cold in place recycle, yep, with an asphalt overlay.
That's a good way to do it.
Well, it's quick.
I like concrete too. I mean,
Yeah, no.
what you're saying is that's a good paving process.
Yeah,
So-
the cold in place recycle is a good
If you got a
process.
good base there, it's a good.
Right, and what it does is it delays longer the potential for reflective cracking. If you do a straight overlay, you usually get that stuff back right away, but sometimes you don't have enough base to do a cold in place recycle. You want to have enough base that after you get done recycling, you can still support the loads of the construction traffic while you're doing it. And some of our roads never had that much to begin with. So you do a straight overlay in order to build up that base for the next time you have enough there to maybe do some process like that. So.
All right.
Had someone this morning, 2 intersections, I wondered if you could look at.
Yeah.
They said they're pretty rough and maybe get it before it freezes up.
Okay.
One's Rampart and 340th, another is Shadow and 340th.
Okay.
Touch them up before things freeze solid.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Everybody stuffed?
What's that?
Everybody stuffed from Thanksgiving?
I sure didn't know.
I have to walk a few miles to get rid of all that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 7, approve annual urban renewal report.
So
Rachel.
the gist of it, the TIF balance at the beginning of fiscal year 22 was $453,070. And at the end, it was $175,103. Our TIF debt outstanding at the beginning of the year was $29,759,649. And at the end of the year, it was $25,218,048.
Will that, okay, the outstanding balance, the cash balance is less than it was last year. Will that keep going down or how, or will that go?
In theory, it should go up because we paid off some bonds and we should have more revenue coming in from the windmills.
Like if there was more bonds, there ain't even enough to,
No,
Pay
but
'em.
there's a way that you can, when you bond, you can set it up with them that you only have like an interest payment the first couple of years, or you can push that back some too.
so,
Then you have higher payments later.
okay, yeah, so then you wouldn't pay no principal, you just pay interest. If
Correct.
All right. Okay, we need a motion and a second to approve this annual urban renewal report.
Move to approve the annual urban renewal report.
Jim's made a motion, do we have a second? Second. Marcus seconded it. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Jim?
Aye.
Steve?
All right,
Mike?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Tom?
Item 8, approve courthouse holidays for calendar year 2023.
I put on there the same holidays that we took, I've taken the last, I don't know how many years. It does look a little silly because Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday. So typically if it falls on a Saturday, you take Friday off. If it falls on a Sunday, you take Monday off. Since Monday is Christmas, we'd have that off anyways, so I put down Tuesday, December 26th is Christmas Eve.
Okay. Was everybody in agreement with that kind of? I guess it's our decision, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
basically, it's just the wording and
Yeah. I know Friday and Monday, or Monday and Tuesday, I guess is, since it hits the weekend, it's,
All right, I'll move to approve the holidays for calendar year of 2023.
Steve's made a move to approve the holidays for calendar year 2023. Do we have a second?
I'll say,
Todd has seconded that. Any other discussion on this?
Roll call, Todd?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on, item 9, approve NEIWEB shared liability agreement. That's Northeast Iowa Workforce Area Chief.
Not sure. Are you on that board?
Yeah.
I got an email to have it approved,
Okay.
but I don't know a whole lot of details. It looks like it's talking about elected officials.
Yeah, they had a problem with one down in Des Moines, they overspent their budget and had some funds miss. So they wanted us to make this agreement to make it more better, I guess, so they can't mismanagement funds. So they sent it to all the board members to get.
Did you get to look at it?
What are we talking about? I didn't hear.
Northeast Iowa Workforce Area Chief Elected Officials Shared Liability Agreement. Did you get a look at it or a chance to read it?
I believe I did.
Yeah, they're gonna send it to all attorneys for each county that's listed.
Okay, so you've read it then. So apparently you're okay with it.
So I guess, do you think it's
Yeah.
good deal?
All of them were gonna go through with it.
Okay. Well, guess we have, it looks like everything's probably in order.
Yeah.
So looking for a motion and a second to approve this agreement, liability agreement.
I'll move.
Steve's moved to approve. Do we have a second? Mark, second that. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Steve,
Aye?
Mark,
Aye.
Todd,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Okay. Item 10, discussion on vacating Western Avenue. So,
Steve and Mick slide up here and kind of give a brief description of what you have in mind. I know pretty much what it is. County attorney and the rest of the board members.
Okay, I've handed you guys a copy of kind of a map.
Yeah.
And then the overhead printout. Okay, I own the land to the south, or to the north, Western Avenue. Do you guys all understand where I kind of highlighted that for you?
Is it with the black dots?
I made that one. So that's the area that's, you have to do this one.
No.
He
Here.
owns 153,001 and 153,002.
Okay, this is my property. And this is Western Avenue,
Okay.
which is, well, there you go, right there.
Okay.
And Steve's family, they own all of this around it. And I own this over to out there. Actually, well, right here.
Okay.
This is my property. And the rest is, both sides is the Abbott family.
Okay.
Does anybody else get some insight on that, or
yeah, you explained it to me. I understand it.
Jim?
Are we vacating just what you had in the dots, Rachel, or
No, that,
All of this, all
There
of
you go.
Western, okay.
yeah.
And then there's an alley that goes back to the east off of there.
Over here. And
That's
this
never
is
been.
all, the Abbott family,
Never,
all the way around it. So this is vacated already, the alley. So it's
so we're
just,
looking at vacating this and that?
there you
Right.
Anyways, with us vacating this and turning it over to owners, we'll be able to receive taxes on it. And
What's it being used for now?
farming,
It's farm ground now?
go. Yeah.
Okay.
There never has been a road there.
Okay.
That was planted back in the late 1800s, whenever, but
Mhm.
And it seems like where that is, that ground slopes to the west and I don't,
and to the north.
and to the, yeah, I don't think it'd be suitable for
So
housing.
there's no access to it,
Yeah,
period.
there's no access and it's not really a kind of lower ground for housing, I think. You know, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd never work for,
anyways, this land is in limbo right now, and we abandon it to them. Nick will get his little piece of what was an alley at one time, also part of Western Avenue. And then Steve will be able to, they will become owners of it and they will pay taxes on it. Right now, it's just free ride.
And see, we do own the ground on both sides of the Western Avenue and that alley that runs the other direction off of it. So we got both sides of it now, so we just added into the rest of it.
if somebody would own it on one side, then it would go half and half.
Yeah, and at this point, we own both sides, so.
And if we do this, it's up to them to update the deeds and abstracts and all that, right?
Correct. They'll have to do the
They do
paperwork,
The paperwork and the expense of doing that.
right?
Well, like I said, you wouldn't be able to really take any action today.
No,
because it has
no.
to be posted and everything.
Public hearing, yes.
We prepare those notices, have those posted typically, wouldn't vacate an alley, then, generally speaking, like our office usually just does a deed because it's,
Oh, you do the deed.
we know what it's supposed to say and because it's, it's a municipal deed, it's a little bit different than a normal deed. Now so that's not an issue. will say is, I don't suppose there's any issue with this property, but, you know, it's like if you want a title opinion, you'll have to get that done. I don't know that I would, I mean, I represent the county, I don't represent you, and I always say that because I'm not creating any kind of an attorney-client relationship with you. But, I mean, you know, presumably the government owns it now, you would think there's not any title problem, right? And of course, we're probably not talking about a high dollar piece of land necessarily. Maybe we are, but, so I don't know that most people necessarily get a title opinion done, but I'm not gonna tell you not to. I'm just saying if you do it, you know, that would be like at your expense, you know. What I do wanna do though is I just wanna walk up here, cause I know I got a copy of this, just, I don't wanna get too far ahead of myself, but this, is that little chunk there already?
That's vacated.
It is?
Yes.
That's already vacated.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay,
I just talked to the guy that owns it this morning.
okay. So all that needs to be done is this, red, area?
This alley here is also vacated.
Okay, so I'm just, you guys got a pen, just write on here who owns what, just because, so if I end up doing paperwork, I know who's got what where, like where your land is, where yours is. Generally, I don't need you to label each.
That's mine.
Yeah.
We don't have to do all this today, but I mean, I'm gonna need to know at some point if this.
Western, see if it is up here.
Mine actually goes past that 25 feet over here, and I come to.
Yeah, so,
Well,
okay, this is the end of this.
don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
I can get it.
The assessor can punch out, Aaron,
Yeah.
show you anything you may want.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably, you know, and I can go on,
Everything here is-
GIS, you
Yeah,
know,
yep.
so.
Where does this come from?
How many
That's
feet?
pretty much north of the.
Well, they'll have to,
Okay.
Yeah.
that'll be part of their responsibility
If you
to
want,
get that legal
you just write my
description.
name
I was
up
wondering how
here.
many
You
feet it
can
is.
have that if you want it.
It's okay?
Yeah.
It'll probably be more.
Yeah. That's what you-
But again, they'll have to come up with a legal description and
That's, okay.
That's what you had brought over just now.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
You guys know how much it is in terms of, is it a half an acre, 3/4 an acre? Do you know anything of
Mixed
I
thinking
I
was
did some
about-
rough figuring, but it's less than an acre.
less than an acre?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
The street is roughly 360 feet long by, they're 66 foot wide, and the alley is 20 foot by 200. Roughly.
What was the street? It was three?
Western Avenue is 366 feet long and 66 feet wide, which would be about 0.65 of an acre, and
Okay, and whatever the up to 20 by 200,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious.
So Mick, I'm not opposed to this, so I just ask questions, that's, so I know what's going on. So what you have here,
yes,
okay, so Western Avenue runs north and south, and then that alley at the bottom.
Yep.
Runs east and west,
Yep.
correct? And you said on the east side of that, that's already vacated?
yes,
That part is.
Yes.
So follow Western Avenue north, and there's another alley there, is that
that's
correct?
vacated,
That whole thing is
that's
vacated?
vacated. I got a deed right here, if you wanna see that.
Nope,
That is
no, I
done.
just want, my question was gonna be is if that's an alley, are those people gonna
Yep.
be okay with getting out just one direction? But if it's vacated, that answers the
there's
question.
buildings on it already.
Okay.
And
That
sewer.
means the church and Dennis Conrad is the vacated part of the south alley,
Question
and that's a
answered.
done deal.
Okay.
Well, he told me this morning anyway.
All right, I guess, Mike, you've got everybody, all supervisors, if they're happy with doing this.
I guess I'm okay with it.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm okay with, we gotta have public.
Oh, yeah,
hearing.
public
We
hearing.
gotta go through that
Yeah.
whole
We gotta
process.
do the
but
public hearing, but
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm okay with going in
as
that
long as
direction.
all the supervisors are game, then they can proceed.
Yeah, we do realize this isn't gonna be done yesterday, so
Yeah.
whatever it takes.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so I guess we'll proceed with the process then.
and we'll have to set up a public hearing, correct?
I can work with, I can prepare, you know, I've got documents, Rachel might have some, but anyway, I'll work with her.
Good.
She may already have something she wants to use, if not, I'll do it, so,
Okay.
but one way or the other. we'll get it.
All righty, sounds good. We're proceeding forward then.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, I guess we're going on to item 11. Items of note, meetings attended.
Nothing to report.
I have nothing to report.
Well, I had a substance abuse coalition board meeting, and Christine Riggert, I hope I say her name right, from Prairie Ridge was there. She talked about opioid addiction, and how it attaches to the brain cells, and I don't know, overdoses, and we had an hour explaining the whole crisis of how people get addicted and then get off their treatment. And so it was pretty interesting. So that was the only meeting I had.
Had nothing.
I had a Michigan County Economic Development meeting, went over the financial reports, the marketing and assistant marketing directors gave their report. And they also gave us a report on the infill lot incentive program. Amount requested is $82,253. Amount paid out is $53,865. And left to pay out is $28,388. And what we have available is $17,747.
747.
Yep.
Okay.
So, let's see. Yeah, that was pretty, we have to replace, an individual, Rick Bodensteiner is retired, so we're looking at replacing him, so. I think that he's actually, he will be replaced by somebody now, right?
I emailed Kevin to see if they appointed anybody else right now.
Yeah, because it's not that he's just the local on this board, is it on development?
It's the ODC board.
Yeah, so he'll be replaced, we don't have to look for somebody, so. And that's it.
Did that one where the property got transferred, did the paperwork all get updated?
She's got
We're
it,
working on it, we just have to have them sign, I had to do an addendum to the actual agreement, and so we'll take care of it, yes.
Okay, just wondering. All right. That's the meetings, I guess. Now we're down to item B, transfer of funds.
So we do these transfers every year. The first one is gonna go from general basic to secondary roads for $99,870. And the other one is gonna go from rural basic to secondary roads for $675,036.
Okay. So that's just so noted, correct?
Yep, correct.
All right. On to item C, public comments. Have any public comments? Hearing none, I guess. We're down to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, I come fast. First and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.